and welcome back to the DOGFATHER'S Toys. Today I'm going to do a history of a science fiction classic, Logan'S Run. Logan Run's one of these movies I watched when I was a kid. So, let's get into it. In 1967, William F. Nolan and I can't see in the dark, folks. I'm trying to read names here. Okay. Logan Run was written by William F. Nolan and George Johnson. Okay, the premise of the book takes place in the year 2116 in a, what do you call it? A post-apocalyptic world where the cut down on pollution and overcrowding. There's one catch. You could only live to be 21. Takes the fun out of growing old. And on your 21st birthday, you will report to a sleep shop to be willingly executed. If not, you were chased down by sleep agents, or better known as Sandman. The story is about Logan 3 and Jessica 6, and how Logan is designated to find an area called Sanctuary, but he is a Sandman, so his job was to find it and destroy Sanctuary, but along the way he had a change of heart. And the people who did not willingly have themselves executed were known as runners. And of course they'd be chased by the Sandman men. And in the book, they are helped by Francis, who is actually 42 years old, but as you can see in the picture, there's a crystal in your palm indicating your age. His malfunctioned, so he kept going to a place called to have himself look younger every year, younger and younger. And by the end of the book, Francis helps him escape to what Sanctuary was a space station near Mars. Under the belief that the computer that was controlling everybody was malfunctioning and was located under Crazy Horse Mountain. Okay. Nolan wrote 2 more books about Logan and Jessica, Logan's World and Logan's Search, both released after the movie. So here's it. I've never read the books. I think I can get this on Kindle. I like to read it, see what the different, Okay. 1976. After many years of going back and forth in what they call development hell, Logan's Run was finally made into a feature movie. Directed by Michael Anderson. Now, some of the differences are the year for this one is 2274, and you live to be 30. And unlike the books where you could, it was just like a regular environment except for some parts were ruined. These people in the movie lived in what they called Dome City, and they never knew that you could go outside because they were told that it was polluted and radioactive. The movie starred Michael York as Logan 5. Yeah, okay. I was just making sure you saw his face. Jenny Agutten as Jessica 6. Richard Jordan as Francis 7. And of course, a lot you may not recognize them, but they're in modern movies. Like Michael York was in the Austin Power movies. Jenny, she's done a few of the Marvel movies. He's been in a lot of stuff. I've known him more for Race the Titanic. And he played I think he played the president in The Hunt for Red October. I'm not for sure about that one. But he was in it. I just don't know if he was the president or vice president or head of defense or something. And the movie also introduced us to Farrah Fawcett. This is pre-Charlie's Angels, so... And there's a picture of the Dome Cities. I mean, as they said, you lived in a perfect world. There's only one catch. You couldn't live to be past 30. And there's a picture inside the dome, so you can see they use a lot of miniatures to build this lovely set, which me is these were miniature sets. There was no such thing as CG back then, other than maybe there was phaser or laser fire. And there's another building. Okay, instead of sleep shops, in the movie they had a ritual they called carousel. And all these people around here are on their what they call last day. And you basically, Well, there's another picture of the city. Oh, the tube you see is like carways. But here we go back to carousel. Yeah, they dress up in this, and the computer lifts you up in the dome or auditorium, and the deal is you try for renewal so you can come back. And there's another picture of and for its time it was a feat. As you can see, they like the book, they had the crystals in their hands. Okay. I shouldn't have played with that. Now Logan, like the book, and Francis are Sandman. They're not. The word deep sleep agents don't exist in the movie. And you're based on your color by your wardrobe. Like if you were if your crystal was green, you dress green. If your crystal was red, you wore red, and so forth. Logan terminated a runner and found a unks, and the computer wanted him to go outside the dome to look for sanctuary, and the computer indicates there are 1,058 runners missing, and he was to leave Dome City, find sanctuary, and destroy it. So, and to make it more realistic, the computer redid his life clock in his hand. He's 26 in the movie, and it made it look like he was a runner. And he teams up with Jessica to hunt down leads. And when one of the runners, the runner he terminated, went to this, they call it a new you shop, where you get your face changed, and he went there to do that. But the doctor got suspicious, and Logan killed him. And then they go on the run from the other Sandman, and they end up in underneath the city, where they find a frozen environment under the city. And you come to find out it's run by this cyber unit called Box, and his job was to freeze fish and birds for consumption, but they quit coming, and so he tries to get, he starts sculpting like there's a walrus he did, and then you find out that, and I blurred the pictures out, but Logan finds out that after he said something, that when the fish and birds quit coming, humans did, and he froze them. And he was going to freeze Logan and Jessica, but Logan started a fight with him and won, destroying that, and that which led to the outside, which was all new to them because they never experienced outdoors. And they run across the first town they run into, happens to be Washington, D.C. And there's the Lincoln Memorial, overgrown with vines. And I think Logan makes a comment that this is what the face of being old looked like. And they go to this the Senate or the House of Representatives, one of the, they never really say, and they find a old man with a bunch of cats, and he's up there in age, he's gray-headed. Meanwhile, Francis tracks down Logan to the Washington, D.C., and they start a fight. And it ends up being a fight to the death, with Logan killing his best friend. Okay. And Logan... Francis tells Logan, after looking at Logan's left hand, his crystal, that it was clear, saying that Logan renewed. So, Logan, realizing that he has to go back to Dome City to tell him what he's found. And he's not met with the most appealing things, because they think he's crazy. He said, you don't have, because he's right in front of the carousel, and he's telling everybody you don't have to die, and well, Logan is captured and is interrogated. And the computer starts, well, it says procedure 033-03, and asked Logan's questions about his mission. Logan said, there is no sanctuary, all runners are frozen, outside is all ruined, an old man. Well, the computer just can't accept it, and it starts going haywire, blowing up the domes in the city. And Logan's got to fight his way out, because I think he's shooting at one of the computers in that picture. And there's another shot of the buildings exploding, because the computer's just going haywire. And there they are, running out of Sandman. I call it Sandman headquarters. I don't know what it's called. And the people inside the dome, they come outside and they run into the old man, and they're astonished to look at him, and they realize that you can grow old. Like that picture there, that woman's touching him and making sure he's real. And there's everybody wanting to, What I like about this picture, though, that right there, somebody had to do a Star Trek Mr. Spock's salute. And Logan and Jessica realize they saved everybody, and the end. Far as merchandising, there was no action figures. I'm trying to talk like Logan did when he was interrogated. But we did have a 7-issue run of the comic book movie edition and a few stories afterwards, and it got canceled quickly. But we did get a TV series out of the deal. Okay, the TV series aired on CBS from February 16th, 1977 to February 6th of 1978. It only had 14 episodes before it got canceled. And it was basically built with, there's Gregory Harrison as Logan 5. Okay, that's Jessica. Heather Mendez. And this is the robot named Rem. And this is Francis, and it's basically the same principle. Logan, but he wouldn't have signed to leave. He left on his own because he didn't believe in what the Sandman were doing. So he decided to run. Okay, I had to take a break. Throat was drying out. But the same principle. Logan goes on the run, leaves the dome. Well, in the series they call it the City of Domes. And Francis, with the one little thing, instead of a computer telling Logan what to do, or not for Logan, but Francis, it's a council of old men, and they tell Francis that if he can bring Logan, they can bring Logan back in. They'd give him a seat at the table. So Francis every week would go chase these guys around, never catch them. It had what I've heard a lot of people call the fugitive formula. The bad guy, the cops would get close, but yet by the end of the show, they'd escape or cut a deal with the cops. Hey, give us an hour head start or something if they help them out. Or talk to the town people. Hey, let them go, but let them go like tomorrow. A lot of shows fell under that clause, like the Planet of the Apes series, and a lot of shows, and it didn't work. It worked for the original Fugitive, but it got old. And you can see they used the same gun as they did in the movies, except for these guns in the show. I guess CBS didn't want them killing each other. Had a feature, you turn a dial, and instead of blasting them, or they call it the flame gun, you know, the flame gun, because it shoot a flame out and kill you, it would stun you. Only time he used a blaster if he had to shoot through a wall or a panel or something. And they had this in a couple episodes. And instead of running, maybe they should have called it Logan driving, because they found a car. But there really ain't no merchandise for Logan's Run. I mean, you can go on Amazon or somewhere and buy a poster. But in the 90s, they came out with these comic books. I didn't collect them because for some reason, they just didn't look like. I didn't realize they were based on the original stories. They did the first 2 books of the series. So, and then Blue Horse, they did some. Now, to save, I guess they saved money in the budget for the movies by giving, other than the Sandman, which I'd like to have that bathrobe, the costumes for everybody else. You see it's just a flimsy piece of cloth with a hook on it, or not a hook, but like a belt. And so they probably got some curtains and made it. And it was the same with the show. She wore a flimsy little dress, but a little bit more, not as, why the men wore them. And there's posters. Now, you can find these online, or I've seen them at some Comic-Cons, artwork. Mostly of Jessica. I ain't seen none of Logan. But, like I said, the flimsy little costume. And they're called concept art, or artist impersonation. Now I like that because of the colors, and it shows the last days. If I didn't say it, to be renewed, you basically it was a shooting gallery. The computer would shoot you, as you can see with that, like that guy right there getting shot. But I just like the picture. I like to have that for a poster. And I like this because you got the car, you got Box, the travel tubes, Francis, Logan, when they're at nursery at the very beginning of the movie. The ice statue that Box made, that was the deleted scene. And there's the first time Logan met Jessica. Now, These were never released. These are fan-made action figures. I'd love to get my hands on a Logan and a Jessica. And then the MegoMuseum.com that's had this picture. Now, Logan looks more like Gregory Harrison's version of the TV series. So, but you can buy some stuff from Logan's Run if you look hard enough. You can buy the costume. I thought about it, but I'm gray-headed. I couldn't pull off a Sandman. But as I said before, I did buy at a Comic-Con a Sandman pistol. It don't work. The trigger don't move. Nothing moves on it. But I like it. I wanted it. I got it. Guy cut me a good deal on it that day. So, and it just looks just like the TV version or movie version. So, and it had a little card in it saying weapons permit, deep sleep gun, Model 1, runner termination, Dome City. Weapon authorized for use only by appointed DS personnel, Sandman. Yeah, it came with a little badge. And this ain't got nothing to do with Logan's Run. This is a Megadon's tooth. So, with that said, Logan's Run can be. I mean, I've had every version of this movie: VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. I have it on my Voodoo. I wish it would come to 4K. I think the colors and the sound of the movie would really shoot out of my sound system and TV. But time will tell. And I do highly recommend you watch this movie. It is a classic, in my opinion. Now, the special effects, they don't stand up by today's standards, but other than that, it is a great movie. I highly recommend it. Well, that's it for this. I appreciate you watching. If you watch the whole thing, subscribe to my channel. Share the video. Please share. Let everybody else know. You don't have to report to last day. Give me a big thumbs up on YouTube. I'd appreciate you if you do it on the social media, because I post videos there. Not the video advertise, saying, hey, I did a video. I appreciate the thumbs up there, but I need them more on YouTube. The more thumbs I get, the better it gets passed along. So, with that said, run, runner. I'll see you out there. Bye-bye.